Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is Marcus Aurelius, video number 2. Bringing you this video. Thank you for getting on the ground floor with a brand new YouTube channel, Parler account, Parlay account, BitChute channel. I'm going to be on a few different platforms. A little bit different channel than you're probably used to. I'm going to be covering some various topics with less of kind of like the current news. Might dip into the news cycle. This story actually is pretty relevant today. So this just came out today. We're going to be talking about voter fraud and what I actually experienced living in formerly beautiful Seattle, Washington. And always remember, the red pill is better than the lead pill. So let's get started. So no voter fraud. Hey, Democrats, a dead cat just got a voter registration form. So first of all, just a little bit of analysis between right-wing media, left-wing media, and I guess more left-wing mainstream media, and kind of their different take on it. When you got both people complaining, you can't say it's not real, right? So let's take a look. First of all, Washington Post. I'll have a link to this below. But let's see what this guy's got. Philip. At some point, it becomes blurry whether President Trump is defending a position because he believes it or believes because he refuses to lose the debate. He's been claiming for 4 years that American elections are subject to massive, widespread voter fraud, for example, and continues to make those claims despite a complete lack of evidence. What is this guy talking about? There's New Jersey, there's Pennsylvania, all over the place. And then he gets into this. This is an important distinction, so it's worth reiterating. It is the case that your car could be stolen. Also, theft exists. There are even local gangs who steal cars and regularly sell them for parts. It is not the case, though, that there exists a national ring of car thieves who operate without detection. This guy's never heard of a drug cartel. Whatever. So this is Washington Post. I'm not even going to continue reading this. Let's take a look. West Virginia. This happened today as well. Mail carrier guilty of election fraud after altering ballot requests to Republican. So kind of unfortunate. This is a win for that side to say that Republicans are crooked. The point is, this is subject to anyone to abuse this system, and it is ripe for fraud really from any aspect. So there was also a cat that's been dead for 12 years who just got a voter registration form. Yeah, mail-in voter fraud doesn't exist. So anywho, you guys can look at these articles. Let me explain my situation, my story with this. So I live in Seattle, Washington, formerly beautiful Seattle, Washington, not too far from the Chaz Chop. So that was my red pill moment. I've been a Democrat for 20 years, had to walk away, man. But here's what happened. 2016, I was a Bernie bro, drinking the Kool-Aid, completely uneducated, and I have to forgive myself. I really do. With everything going on, I've got to forgive myself. If you are in that same camp and you're having to walk away from the Democratic Party, don't feel bad, man. There's tons of us. Just keep calm and vote Trump 2020. It's the last shred of our civilization that we seem to have left. The Looney Tunes have taken over the asylum. But anywho, 2018, after doing some research, so both of those were off of mail-in ballots. If you're not familiar, Washington State, if you live in Washington State, everyone automatically gets a mail-in ballot. There's actually very little, from what I've seen, in-person voting, and that was completely new to me moving to this state. So 2016, I wrote in Bernie I was a little ticked off the way the DNC had done him, because I believe he won every state or every county in Washington state, something like that, but they still gave it to Hillary. So as a protest, I wrote in Bernie and then just filled out the ticket straight Democrat, right? This was 2016. Went from thinking that our current president is, I thought he was the second incarnation of the bad man from Germany, if you know who I'm talking about, to here we are about 4 years later, and I did some research and realized he's pretty much all that is standing in the way of communist China taking over the world, and we'll get to that later. But 2018, after doing some research, I decided to vote all Republican and independent for the midterm. So which ballot do you think got returned to me after the deadline? I'll give you 1 second to guess. The Republican one, of course. So it was sent after the deadline. My vote did not count. First time in my life, my vote just wasn't counted. I might as well have been a convicted felon. It was very, very upsetting to me. So their reasoning for returning this ballot was a quote unquote bad signature. So what they do, they go off your driver's license. So if you're moving to a state that has mail-in voting, or you have no other choice, if they're going to use the sickness as an excuse to not let people vote in person so they can pull this kind of crap, if you find yourself in a situation that's the only way you can vote, make sure your signature matches exactly what is written on your driver's license. That's what they end up doing. Mine, however, did match exactly. And that's the scary part. They can literally give any freaking reason to throw out your vote. That's what happened to me. So, I recommend voting in person if you can. Wear the mask. Do whatever they say to get in there and make sure your votes count, because the mail-in voting, a cat just got sent a registration form. I mean, come on. This guy was a Republican doing some shady business. West Virginia mail carrier guilty of election fraud after altering ballot requests to Republican. That's a shame. I understand it's on the mainstream media only because it is a Republican, but, that's a shame. But if anything, they're sitting here saying it's not a problem and then literally saying it's a problem. Only if a Republican does it. The truth is, it's happening everywhere. And if you live in a blue state, like I said, go in person. Go in person if you can. If you have to do one of these stupid ballots, make sure your license matches, and even that is not a guarantee that it will be counted. And honestly, I mean, that's a whole separate story. If widespread voter fraud is found in such a pivotal election as this, it might make the last couple of months look pretty tame in comparison, if you know what I'm talking about. So thank you so much for checking out my channel. I'm going to get probably do like an intro video and kind of make it a little bit more professional. But if you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe, click on the notification bell if you're on YouTube. I'm also on Parlay. I'm going to list all that stuff, but brand new channel. You're on the ground floor. Tell your friends about it if you like my content. One video at least every day, and I'm going to work out a time for that to regularly drop. So I hope you found some useful information in this. Red pill is better than a lead pill. Peace out.